appreciate you taking part in our cornhole tournament with Mr. Dobie and promptly going out in the first round. Good morning, everyone. I'm Stephen Milner. I'm the president of the Foundation for Rural Service, FRS. Does everyone know who FRS is in the room? Raise your hand if you know who FRS is. Let me go at this from a different tactic. Is there anyone who doesn't know who FRS is? I see a hand back there. I don't know exactly how to say this, but we're kind of a big deal. People know us. I did that for Mr. Milner. FRS, like I said, is NTCA's foundation. We are your foundation, and we exist to serve our communities. Your communities, just like mine back home in rural Georgia. At FRS, our goal as a board, which I will say that I love this photo because it is a bunch of folks that are committed to a foundation that love and work tirelessly. And my favorite part is the big red arrow that points directly to my shiny head. And I'm almost certain that's intentional. And our staff. Jessica, Annette, and Keith. Minnie's not on payroll. But our goal is to work with NTCA to improve quality of life in America by advancing and understanding rural issues. Our vision is to harness the power of the rural communication industry to enrich lives in America. What rural issues are we talking about? Well, it can really be anything relating back to your communities. It can be from economic development, healthcare, telehealth, education, public safety, you name it. FRS helps to keep the voice of the rural communities at the table. How do we do that? Well, FRS provides a number of tools to our communities. Tools like white papers, grants, and tons of youth engagement tactics, including scholarships and youth tour. You can find out more about FRS at FRS.org. But our most recent materials include a glossary of rural telecom terms, a pamphlet on Lifeline, and we'll soon be releasing a white paper called The Cyber Economy, the Transaction Value of Internet in Rural America, for you to share with policymakers and consumers back home. So be on the lookout for that. You might recall we also released a paper last year by the Hudson Institute titled The Economic Impact of Rural Broadband, which we found that stated that the economic impact in 2015 of rural broadband was over $24 billion to our national economy. And from an e-commerce perspective, $100 billion was supported by rural broadband. These are big, big numbers, folks. I'm talking huge. Sorry, I had to do that. I felt like a Trump moment there. But please share this, because this gets the attention of policymakers. Gets the attention to people in our communities, in counties and cities back home, economic development authorities. These are important to them. FRS also has a grant program. This December, we are set to give out more grants than we've ever given out. And we're appreciative to our folks that sponsor. RTFC, Erickson, Bennett & Bennett, MAPCOM, NISC, Toll, and all our donors. Their help will be awarding $40,000 in grants this year. FRS grants support economic development, community development, education, telecom applications, and telehealth. These applications are closed for 2017, but we have some profiles of previous winners up on the website. You can take a look at it there. You can see the application there, behind 2018. And we will be announcing the winners on December 1st, 2017, so take a look at that. Last piece I'll mention is youth engagement. And I'm about to pass the floor over to Jessica, and she'll expand upon it. But this year, we gave out just shy of 130,000 in rural scholarships to rural students. We brought 117 students from across the country to Washington, D.C. to take place in the youth tour, where they got to meet policymakers at the FCC and on Capitol Hill. And on October 12th, make sure you mark your calendars for this, we'll be hosting a webcast on Rural Youth Telecom Survey, which will feature results from the survey as well as 2 students from our youth tour trip that actually will show how they use technology. Pretty powerful. You'll be very impressed. If you don't already, please take advantage of these programs. I can't implore upon you to please use these assets that are provided to our students, to our communities. These are your programs. Last but not least, thank you for all of you that donate to FRS. Whether it's on an individual basis, a company basis, or both, these programs would not be possible without you. Every individual, every company, every sponsor of a program or event makes an incredible difference in these communities and in the lives of these children. I know that everyone in this room is committed to this cause and cares about their community. That's why you're here this early on Wednesday morning. So I want to say thank you so much for letting me serve as president of this foundation. It's been an honor. And thank you everything for you do and your gift. Thank you so much. You're the best.
Well, thank you, Stephen, and thank you to everyone in this room, as Stephen said, who donates to FRS and sponsors all of our events and programs. We could not do what we do without your support. You are our rock stars. Seriously, we have pictures of you up in our office. You make everything we do possible. So Stephen touched upon an issue that affects every single person in this room today, and that is youth engagement. How do we get our young people to stay or to come back once they've left? What I can't emphasize enough is that we've got to engage our young people early. Because by the time they've left, it might be too late. They need to know that even if they leave, they have a place to come back home to. Before I continue down that road, I want to take a quick break and introduce a brief video by a young Matteo Romano, who filmed this entirely on his iPhone. He's 11 years old, and his father, our own celebrity Mike Romano, is featured in it. So please, let me introduce our quick video. What our young folks can do today with just a little bit of technology. I'm constantly blown away by our students on our youth tour and our scholarship winners, because they just are embedded with this incredible innovation and optimism. and to see what they can do with the technology that you enable them to have is inspiring. But how do we, as a rural community and as a rural telecommunications industry, engage, recruit, and retain this talent, this group of the best and the brightest of our young people? Well, first, we have to understand them. And we have to respect their opinions and their ideas. This spring, NTCA's economist Rick Schadlbauer partnered with FRS. We surveyed over 1,500 students aged 14 to 22 from across rural America about their rural telecom usage. On October 12th, as Stephen mentioned, we will be featuring a webcast where we will focus on the results of this survey. And we've invited 2 bright young students from our rural youth tour recently. And they'll talk about how they use telecommunications every day. From their work opportunities, their schooling, their extracurricular activities, and how that compares to their friends in their rural communities. So join us on October 12th for that webcast. You can sign up at frs.org and join us for that insight. Because not only do we need to engage our students early, but we need to do so strategically. Rural America is in the spotlight right now, folks. And it's an incredible opportunity. But it's up to us to take advantage of that opportunity because we can't guarantee for how long this spotlight will last. So how do we engage our policymakers and our constituents, our consumers, on the challenges facing our rural communities today? How do we get our young people to care and know they have a voice in these issues? Every year, FRS gets to host a youth tour. We bring over 100 students from across rural America, sponsored by rural telecommunications carriers, members of NTCA, to Washington, D.C. We teach them about rural telecommunications, and then we bring them to Capitol Hill and to the FCC. And they get to hear from policymakers and ask them some of the toughest questions these policymakers get asked on the challenges that their communities are facing and on the importance of the work that you do every single day. And it gives these students a voice and an opportunity to understand the value that they can add to their community. Because we believe that if a young person can envision themselves working in their community in the future and know that their rural telecom carrier is a resource for them, we know for them down the line, they are much more likely to return and know they have a future. And to help them on our journey, on their journey, if you don't yet take advantage of our scholarship program, I can't tell you how powerful it is to make that phone call to a student, to let them know that we received over 1,500 applications this year, and they are being recognized nationally with the support of your company. So if you don't yet take advantage of our scholarship program or our youth tour, please do so. Because it's not only important to engage our students early, but we do need to do so strategically and mindfully, to let them know they have a future in your community. And I'd argue it's not a bad thing if our students go off to college. There's a big, wide world out there with lots to learn, as long as they know they have a future when they come home. And the last thing I'll mention on youth engagement is that this early next year we will be launching our very first rural app competition. NASC and NAPCOM are helping us launch this. And we're going to be challenging young people to create a concept for an app that solves a problem in their rural community or in rural America at large. Because like Mateo Romano's example exhibits, we want to be able to challenge our students to think innovatively, to know they have opportunities that they can create for themselves. So keep an eye out for that. That'll be coming early next year. And if you haven't yet seen the new FRS glossary, We worked with JSI and NTCA and RTFC to make that happen. It is a brand new glossary with rural telecommunications terms that is helpful for the folks in your community, for the folks on Capitol Hill, and I'd argue for everyone in this room, because these are not terms that you can just Google. So take a look at our glossary at our e-store at FRS.org. It's a great resource. And last but not least, I have to say, today, only about 30% of the NTCA membership donates to FRS, to the Foundation for Rural Service. We are able to do so much with these resources, the scholarships that Stephen mentioned, the youth tour, the broadband tour, the educational materials. But I challenge everyone in this room, because we are in the spotlight today. Imagine what we could do with 100% participation. Imagine the lives we could change, the communities we could grow, the materials we could create to educate our policymakers and our constituents. So thank you to everyone who donates and sponsors FRS. We could not do what we do without your help. But I do challenge those of you who don't yet donate to FRS, whether as an individual or as a company, please consider doing so today. Thank you for all that you do for your rural communities, and thank you for being here and continuing your education and engagement on rural telecommunications. And safe travels home.